What's up, guys? It is Wednesday, May 21st, coming at you live from somewhere in Akron. It is Points of the Crown. I am Steve, your host, and with me tonight, as always, is James, Sketching the Beast. What's up, James?
What's going on?
Keeping it real. Keeping it real.
It's
been a wild week. I had a short amount of time because coming off of Motor City, which was a good show. It was a good all-around show. Not in Detroit, as it turns out.
Oh, okay.
Close, very close to Detroit. Close enough, kind of like Cleveland kind of claims up the whole coastline.
Yeah.
Like you could just say you're from Cleveland. It's like, okay, Northeast Ohio. Novi disappears into the Detroit metro. It's
okay.
Decent little town.
Nice.
Yeah. But I was scrambling today. Something I think I brought it up last week, but Kickstarter fulfillment had to be done in very short order because I'm on the road for 3 weeks. But we got the books in. We got them all packed up.
Nice.
I hope to God everything went out right.
You were in a hurry. Somebody got an extra book. I'm just kidding.
I've done that.
Oh, really?
I think it's my very first one. I think somebody got like 2 or 3 times the books they were supposed to.
Oh.
But somehow still, like, everybody got books. So, like, one person in particular just got a bunch of extra ones. Whoops.
Yeah, whoops.
So yeah, man. That was today was just last minute getting everything ready because once the wheels leave the tarmac or my driveway, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
For 3 weekends.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think this will be the longest I'll be away from home on my own volition. Like not for work, not for, random thing.
Yeah. So. That's gotta be expensive though, traveling for 3 weeks. Like figuring out where you're staying between drives. I mean, I don't know how much is a consistent drive, but yeah, that's gotta suck.
Yeah, well, it's so one of the things I do, I try to get certain hotels that I know have decent breakfast. So that's at least like one meal and kind of
one less thing to worry about. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I can keep it to about $100 a night with no extra for parking, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still going to add up, but we should be in a good spot. Or we won't. Last year, 3 tornadoes hit Oklahoma. The weekend we were at the show, and Oklahoma City didn't get hit. That's why it's a city. Apparently, geographically, they don't hit there. But the surrounding area did. So Saturday, there were vendors that literally had to go leave to like check on their house and stuff.
Oh wow!
Yes. Yeah, you don't really have that problem in Northeast Ohio.
Yeah, no, neither here either.
Yeah,
thank God.
Yeah. Copious amounts of snow, yes.
Yeah.
But
yeah, roof collapsing from snow. That's probably the biggest hurdle we have to come over, right?
Yeah. Car sliding too far, having to shovel, going into cardiac arrest, shoveling.
Yeah. Getting your hand chopped off by a snowblower.
Yeah, speaking of snow-related incidents, Jeremy Renner was at Motor City this weekend.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to go. I wanted to just drive up there just to see him. That would have been fun.
Well, dude, anytime I'm doing a convention you want to pass to, like if you're not going to be actively like boothing there, just let me know. I usually get extra.
Rock on. Yeah, we'll do. I know. I was thinking about it. And my wife's like, "We're not just going to Detroit." And I'm like, "But it's not that far. It's been like 6 hours, I think."
Yeah, I first time I did it, I was a little taken aback because the only thing I know about Detroit, well, is like two things. You got the 8 Mile because Eminem had to rap there, right? The
Yeah,
whole
that's
8 Mile thing, and then there's another band called King 810 that's from Flint, Michigan area, and
Oh,
they're
nice.
like
Okay.
they're very hardcore. They talk about Flint, Michigan being ultra violent because it is,
Yeah.
allegedly. So I'm driving around, I'm trying to find my hotel, and I'm seeing exits for like 12 Mile Road and 11 Mile Road. I'm like, well, I'm getting closer to 8 Mile. From what I recall, you don't want to go to 8 Mile.
Yeah, you don't want to be an 8 Mile. Yeah.
Turns out that's a sort of normal like naming convention they have for the roads out there.
Oh, okay.
No one's explained it to me, but there's a bunch of roads named like 9 Mile, 10 Mile Road, 12 Mile Road.
That's weird.
50 Mile Road.
Very, very
It's very
non-creative.
unimaginative.
Yeah.
Hey, Bill, what do you want to name this road? I don't know. How long is it? It's like 7 miles. 7 Mile Road. That's probably what happened.
If it's a smaller street, 7 Mile Street.
7 Mile Boulevard. What's interesting to me is that I feel like, granted, I wasn't paying a ton of attention, but I don't feel like they really stressed how much like a big deal it was that Renner was going to be at this thing.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I feel like almost every picture should be like, oh, by the way, Jeremy Renner.
Right.
But then again, they could only sell many tickets to get autographs from him.
Yeah. There was I mean, they had quite a few like bigger names. I mean, Jeremy Renner was there. Like, you had the chick from The Matrix was there.
Carrie-Anne Moss.
The chick that played the Phoenix in the original X-Men. Yeah, there was a lot of big hitters there. I was like, dude, there's a lot of. I would go to see half of this cast.
There was one name that I heard above all others at this show.
Who's that?
You would have thought everyone I talked to is like, I'm here to see Renner. I'm here to see Carrie-Anne Moss. I don't know the name of the Phoenix lady, but Bill Nye the Science Guy.
That's hilarious, dude.
I heard more about him and Sam from Lord of the Rings. What's his name? Sean or something. Semi Swanson.
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
Awful at names.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Bill Nye, he was only there Sunday, and there were people showing up in lab coats everywhere. It was kind of impressive.
That's awesome.
Who was the other one? It was it Sam Whitmer? Is that the guy's name? I think that was the other one.
Sounds right.
Sounds like a person.
Sounds familiar. Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, it was a good time. Like, Motor City always puts on a good show. I had originally, I'm going to share this tab instead. With Motor City in the past, I've had a corner vendor booth, and for whatever reason, I couldn't get a corner booth again. I got waitlisted, which is insane.
That's what you're saying.
So I ended up paying for a double vendor, and sometimes I get this idea in my head, and I think it's going to be great. And sometimes I go through the challenge of actually like thinking it through, like, what do I need to do this?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I completely forget to do those things.
Okay.
This is the case. Notice how there's only one little corner diagonal slant there.
Yeah.
For the signage.
Mm-hmm.
I had this grandiose idea that the whole front of my booth was going to be a big billboard. I was going to go all the way across. And in some point, I actually did the math. So kind of like how I have the whole backdrop laid out across the whole back. I was going to have a bar go all the way across the front of my table. And I was going to have a big sign that said King Nothing Comics at the top.
Okay.
Just to like grandstand and just try to be as big a presence as possible.
Yeah.
And I at some point did the math that like, okay, the amount of hardware I have right now is fine for doing like a 10 by 10, but if I'm going to do this, I technically have to buy 2 more uprights and a couple more crossbars. You know what I didn't do? Exactly that.
You forgot. You got a lot going on, man. It's all right.
And like in my mind, the big concern was having enough like panels to hang up on the wall.
Yeah.
So I actually printed a bunch of new ones. I went to Michael's and I got these really nice what do you call them? The tripods, like easels to put your stuff on.
Yeah.
They go up a little bit higher. So it was looking great. I was feeling really good about it. And I go set out my crossbars and I'm like, oh shit. This isn't gonna reach.
Dang, dude.
Yeah. So, but that's all right. Because I got a visit from Fire Code anyways.
Oh.
It had nothing to do with how tall the booth was. It was and here's a little fun insight. This actually harkens back to our time at Rochester.
Okay.
They said you can't have a multi-plug cable or device coming out of another multi-plug. So you can't have a power strip plugged into like a 3-way plug or another power strip.
Yeah.
And what had I done?
You'd done that.
Exactly that.
Wow, so, that's crazy. They were going around checking that. It's crazy.
They usually do. A lot of places the fire marshals do walk through.
Yeah.
But most of them don't have much to say. Right.
Yeah.
They just walk through, and the big one that they're looking for really is the clearance on the ground. They want to make sure there's no like trip hazards, that sort of thing.
Right.
These guys, I mean, they came behind my booth and they wanted to see that I had corrected it before they left.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So hindsight being 2020 is probably better off that I didn't have all the extra bells and whistles.
Yeah.
Because I had to take down darn near my whole setup to change these lights up.
Wow. That sucks.
No, it wasn't great.
So,
lesson learned. That was that. And I was joking with somebody later because we were just at Chicago. And what does Chicago run to your booth? They run you a plug with a 3-way split on it. And what does everyone instantly do? They put power strips into them.
Yeah, plug a power strip. Yeah. Right. I mean, how else are you going to get more power? I mean, otherwise, you're going to get a couple drops, right? Like
it's like a couple drops of power.
And then half these shows now are like, oh, well, you can't have your own battery now. So it's like,
dude,
okay.
That was the other. We'll talk about that in a quick second. I don't know if anyone's in the chat that went to Philly, but we'll talk about that.
Yeah, we got a comment from Bill or Ben. Ben says Bill Nye got political for his 30-minute panel, and a bunch of people got upset and walked out. Apparently, they forgot he is very liberal. That sucks.
It's kind of hard to be a fan of Bill and not know that he has liberal leanings.
Yeah, but you would assume you're at a Comic-Con, you would not talk politics, right? I mean, we barely touch, if ever touched, really, as far as we can be from politics on this channel, because we talk about comic stuff. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like, you would think going to a Comic-Con to meet this guy that you've been watching since you were 5 on TV. No, I'm not here to hear his political opinion. You know what I mean? Like, that's weird.
Yeah. At the same time, people are very passionate about it.
Yeah.
And I tend to wonder like how passionate people would be about it if we didn't have a little device telling us stuff all day.
Yeah.
Like if we just needed to like go to the store and like do our thing, we probably wouldn't give it about most of this stuff.
Yeah, probably wouldn't even hear about half of it.
Yeah. I don't know. My sister made the decision a while back. She deleted. She still has like an account with like Facebook and Insta and all that.
Yeah.
She just deleted all the apps off her phone. So she's not just getting a constant feed of
That's a good idea.
Everyone's opinions and everything, and everything's, the world's burning because, I mean, at the end of the day, like, we're still moving forward. Like, stuff's still happening.
Yep.
But people care about it. And when it comes to, like, it seems like there's always an election going on for something, if not federal or state. There's like local elections. There's always stuff to be voting. And I think it was Mark Hamill got really vocal at his, and a lot of people were having issues. And I don't know. There's two schools of thought, and we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
One is that you are very vocal about what you believe and why you believe it, and you'll carve up your audience, but your audience will be like, yes, he believes the thing that we believe. And I'll buy more from you because they believe you.
Yeah.
Or you take the Michael Jordan approach when asked why he didn't get involved in, like, politics and all these, different issues. And he say, because everybody wears shoes.
Yep. Yeah.
So
yeah. It's a good point.
So yeah, what do you do with all that information? Hell if I know. But yeah, so all in all, good show. I can't say that there was any major takeaways other than normally they wait maybe a couple months to put out the application for the next show. They do the May and the November.
Nice.
They put it out that weekend. I really think that they're trying to hold it to Grand Rapids. It's going to be the same weekend this year.
Ooh, okay.
And they're what? Someone might be able to help me out in the chat. I think they're only like a few hours apart, maybe a couple hours apart. There's a lot of crossover between those two shows. I think it's going to get ugly. But
it might. I know. I wish there were more weekends in the year you could do shows at, but it always ends up being like, oh, I can't go to this show because that show is going. Oh, can't play for that one because I'm already signed up for this one. It's rough, man.
Well, and if you want to stay on it, you have to apply now for next year. Well, like Dallas just sent out an email today saying that they're normally in, what is this going to be, June? Early June?
Yeah.
And they're moving to September next year because I guess there's a bunch of FIFA stuff going on. Like,
okay. Like, we mean like soccer FIFA?
I guess. They said FIFA. I'm assuming it's soccer.
Okay.
I don't know if there's like a federal Indigenous Ferrets Act or something.
Federal Indigenous Ferrets Act. Okay. I like it. I didn't know there was indigenous ferrets, but cool.
If there's one thing I stand for, James, it's the rights of all ferrets, and especially those
ones. Yeah,
local to Dallas. What's up, all my Dallas ferrets?
Nice.
So that one's going to be interesting. So the drama coming off of Philly, we'll talk about Philly, because buddy Ted Woods is out there. Chris from Loft 817 was out there. They had done this last year, and I guess they're continuing the tradition, but I guess they were out for blood a little bit more from what I heard, is that the convention center is taking a hard stance against any portable chargers, period.
Yes, I'm in that chat, and yes, that is what was said. And I will say that somebody that's in charge said basically, well, they were like, if you're gonna do it, do it where they can't see it. But yeah, I heard they were pretty hard bet on it, and it sounds to me like they were using sounds like, okay, this is hearsay, but it sounds like they were using blockers too, phone, like, data blockers, so you had to sign up for the Wi-Fi, which apparently was not very good.
So I looked into that, and that's a felony.
It is, yeah. And
so
there are open lawsuits against a couple of different convention centers when I looked at it regarding that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
because the concern obviously being is that there's some kind of emergency and you're blocking signals.
Right.
There could be a potential that someone's only way of communicating is via Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
And if you're blocking it, it's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Ben says, good news. Dallas won't be the same weekend as Indiana. World Cup is all over the USA. Oh, good.
Oh, okay.
I had no idea.
It's going to screw us over next year.
I don't know, man. I know like soccer is big and all, but how many comic fans and nerds are going to be like, I'm gonna miss a convention because I gotta go see the soccer ball.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can't
but
even remember.
Their dads might, right?
Yeah, this is true. This is drop off the kids, go watch some soccer. Hey Ben, do you know? Did they send out applications for Indiana? I don't know if I remember seeing anything for that. I can't remember if they sent that out or not. But yeah, the whole like battery pack, we talked about it on here before. I tend to subscribe to your house, your rules. If you tell me that I can't do something or that I have to do something, it's like those. Who am I to argue? You know?
Yeah.
Yes, I paid money to be there, but that convention is paying a lot more money to be there. And if it's the convention center itself telling me to do it, I mean, there's not much else I can do.
Yeah, it sucks, and I just wish they wouldn't gouge you so badly for the electric. Right, like it's one thing to say no battery packs, but then like charge a fair rate for the electric versus no battery packs. Oh, it's $100 per line per day. Like it's like what? That's outrageous, dude. It would cost me as much as the table to run electric, to have electric at my table for the weekend. Like it's and then what? I get what, one line, which means I can do what, like 5 things with it? Like, you know what I mean? Especially if I'm not allowed to plug in things into things. Yeah.
Well, that was the joke that I made later, is that, you know, Chicago, they did not care at all about how many things you were plugging in, this, that, the other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's probably why people talk about the Great Chicago Fire and they don't talk about the Great Novi Fire. Because they actually, you know, gave a damn.
Yeah.
So yeah, that might actually be an issue. The hotel prices will be going up. I don't know. Speaking of hotel, I still haven't booked my hotel for the next 3 weeks.
Ooh, you should get on that tonight.
I should probably do that before I leave the house tomorrow.
Should probably get on that, man. You need an apprentice. That's what you need.
An assistant, maybe.
Yeah. No, like an apprentice, right? So then you can you could call it an apprenticeship. And then you just got to teach them things here.
That way they feel like they're getting something out of it, but I don't have to pay them anything.
Right. Apprentice, intern, you know, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I've had people ask
for all their stuff.
Yeah. I've had people ask about like, hey, do you take on like mentorship stuff? Like, do you mentor people? And I don't know that I could.
Yeah.
There's some things I could help, like instruction wise, but golly, that just seems like a lot more work.
Yeah, it would be tough. I'm in the same boat too. Where like I don't think, because it's one thing. I actually sometimes have a hard time critiquing people's work, right? Because I don't know like what direction you're trying to go, whether you want to go cartoony, anime, comic. Because some people are like pull from all sorts of things. I mean, obviously there's a certain skill level where I could tell where you need to do like some basic stuff, but you know, once you get to a certain point and you're like, hey, what do you think of this? And I'm like, well, are you trying to be more like, you know, Jim Lee, or are you trying to be more like, you know, your favorite anime artist, you know, or whatever, or are you trying to do cartoons or whatever? Because then it's like, it changes the direction of the critique, right? Because there's a certain point, well, it's where it's like your style, you dial it in and stuff. And yeah, no, it would be tough for me. It would be tough.
Yeah, that's why I just say you're doing it wrong. You have to draw exactly like how I do.
Yeah, just do it my way or the highway.
That way, when I die, I can pass the mantle to you.
I have gotten critiques like that before, where it's like very much like you're not doing it the way that I would do it, and I'm like, okay, well, this is art, buddy, not you know, whatever.
Tends to be true with most things, is that people like the way that they do things and they don't want to be told otherwise.
Yeah.
So,
there's a lot of ego in art. A lot of ego.
There's a lot of ego everywhere, unfortunately. But yes, in art, yes, there is. So, all in all, what do I have to say about Motor City? All in all, good show.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, it's I've been selling these canvases, and I saw quite a few. It was a good. I don't know if I have a good picture of them. You can kind of see them there in the middle of the table.
Yeah, yeah.
I have to put those together by hand, and that really keeps my costs down. The problem is, if I do really well in selling them, that means I spend all week stapling together. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that sucks.
so it's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Between doing that and then getting Kickstarter fulfilled, guys, Alice in Slaughterland officially went to the post office today. Super glossy cover. And
Pretty.
I did this deliberately. It was actually in the preview book as well, but I'm going to say it here on video just in case anyone tries to call me out. They're like, there's misprint. There's a page that looks like it's upside down because it is. It's actually the print is upside down, but that's because over here it flips.
Okay.
So you're supposed to flip it like she's now, her world's being turned upside down. And when you turn the page, you have to turn it again to read what she's saying. And then when you turn the page, it's right side up again.
Gotcha.
So it does a full revolution. It's
Okay.
actually, it took me a while to figure out which way to have the font going to make sure that happened.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to get an email and be like, hey, bro, I need a refund because your book's upside down for a page.
Yeah, that's funny.
Good
Hilarious. Good idea.
I thought it was fun. So yeah, that went out. But there was a small update. I can't speak to too much of it, but Diamond Distribution, they whoever bought them, I forget the name, is like Adpocalypse or something. At any rate, apparently they fired a ton of people on Monday. Oh. The company that bought them. It sounds like
expected.
It sounds, just from what little I've heard, it sounds like they're just gutting it. It's like it seems like they don't want anything to do with the comics. Ooh. And the other article that came out, share this real quick, is that Penguin, who is one of the other big publishing house, they have pulled everything from Diamond Distribution. So Marvel, Dark Horse, IDW, those are the big dogs, and then you get down to the other ones that are still relevant, like Valiant. Is that Distillery? I'm not even sure what that is.
Yeah, I should probably guessing know. Distillery, yeah.
And Tokyo Pop. They've all been pulled by Penguin. So,
Penguin, they've been wanting to do more comic stuff for a long time.
Yeah. Long story short, the article just says that instead of using Diamond, you have to go direct to Penguin now.
Nice.
Which I guess is good, maybe. I would imagine if you're a comic shop, that's going to be annoying that you can't just go to one spot to order all your comics.
Yeah.
But all things considered, the fact that you can still get the comics is kind of important.
Yeah. There's a level of importance there.
Yeah. But they were saying that pre-COVID, I can't confirm any of these numbers. I've done very little research. This is just like things I heard. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be the name of the podcast. Things I heard. Or, this is the
things I heard. -- I digress.
Allegedly, prior to COVID, there were something like 9,000 to 10,000 comic shops in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And post-COVID to current, well, I should say, I think it was someone had leaked Diamond's customer list. They were saying that they had around 4,600 customers. And allegedly, you had to be a brick and mortar shop to be a customer. Like, you had to be able to be physically delivered to and sell. But apparently, the rule got a little loosey-goosey towards the end.
Yeah,
there were like comic clubs that were just splitting up the comics. So I don't know what all that's gonna mean. I would have to imagine if Penguin and all these other companies that are in this boat are gonna have to incur more cost to ship this stuff directly. I can't imagine that books are gonna be cheap. I have a feeling there's gonna be a cost correction on books.
Yeah. Well, it could go either way, but we'll see. I know there's a lot there's a lot of craziness going on between this happening and then everything that's going on with the tariffs. Whether we have tariffs or the tariffs are lower or 10% higher, or certain things are are not substitute to the tariffs and blah blah blah. I'm actually having a hard time keeping up, to be honest.
I have no idea at this point.
Yeah,
everyone was really mad for a while, and then it was like,
yeah,
oh, there's like a 90-day pause or something.
Yeah. So I have no idea what's going on with it right at this very moment, but because I lost track.
Yeah.
But I know that's obviously impacting a lot of indie creators right now, which does suck. And I guess it's kind of one of those wait and see things.
Yeah, did we talk about that guy last week that had 1,600 books get stuck at the border?
No, yeah, I sent you that. Article. We didn't. I don't think we did hit on that.
I can never remember who I talked to with what about. But yeah, there's a indie comic dude that, I mean, he's a little above like what I'm hitting at on Kickstarter, and he had 1,600 some odd books that he had printed in China, and they got held up at the border because they weren't marked printed in China or made in China.
Yeah,
and it's like, are we supposed to be doing that?
Yeah, it's very I don't know.
So yeah, I think he had the option of like he could potentially ship it back and have them do it, reprint the whole order, or pay, what was it, $1 per item to have a sticker put on?
Yeah, so something like that. Yeah.
So they were going to have to bust open every package, take out every book, put a sticker on it, and they're not just going to be like gentle with anything.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know anything anymore. I'm just happy to be here. That's about it.
That's what I'm feeling. Yeah. I mean, that's why I'm like, I mean, I'm not quite at that position yet where I'm like thinking about ordering 16,000 books, but like, when I do, China's probably still gonna be the cheaper option. But for now, I just print here in the States. It's a little bit more money per book. I think I pay like if I want to print my my ash cans, I think I was looking at like $3 a book, give or take. Which unfortunately sucks for me because I can't. I mean, I gotta eat that cost, but it is what it is. So I don't know.
Comics are not the most profitable thing to be in, as it turns out.
Oh, it's so funny if you think about it. Like, especially us, as like we kind of started off mostly doing fan art stuff, selling our prints where our print margins are, I don't know, I'm just throwing a number out there because I can't do math in my head at the moment, but like 50 to 80% or whatever, probably closer to 80 to 120%. But our profit margins are so high in those, and then you get a comic book. And I mean, now we can sell indie comic books for a little bit more. People are a little bit more appreciative of the work you put into it. You can, Kickstarter books usually start at like $15-20.
Right.
But like, to think about, like, oh, if I printed it at $4 a book or whatever, and I give them all these other goodies, I mean, profit margins like what, 70%, if that, 60%, depending on how much you're selling it for and what is going into it.
It falls real fast.
It does. I guess the biggest benefit is you have something that's yours, right? No one's gonna come after you and say, "Hey, you stole my thing."
Here's a wild one. I have a conspiracy that I think I'm cracking. I'm not going to give out too many details. But it is mildly concerning. I've noticed someone previously that has bought some of my comics, and they have an unusual address.
Okay.
It has a suite number associated with it. So out of curiosity, I look it up. It's a law firm. It's a bunch of attorneys.
Interesting.
And it's like, it's possible. I was looking up I did a little bit of soft research, and I think this is just somebody that is working there that also is very into art, from what I could
Yeah.
see.
Okay.
It's also possible that they're like, we're going to create a database of a bunch of people that are making comics that we could potentially sue for any number of reasons.
Oh yeah, yikes.
In which
Hope that's not
case,
true.
in which case, I will probably buckle and fold and say, here's what money I have, and the business is bankrupt. Good day. Congrats.
Yeah.
You can come pick up all these comics out of my garage. They're yours. I have no use for them. Thanks for suing me.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Some of them, think about it. Like, it'd be too much work to, fight some of these things. But yeah, it's rough.
I don't even
That
know
would
where
be
you
rough.
start. And it's like the way that a lot of these go, it's like half your courtroom hearings are just like what they call that when you're just delaying to another date. You show up to
Oh
talk about
yeah.
when you're going to go to court again, and then
Yeah.
you just paid like $900 to
Yeah.
decide that you weren't going to do court today. You'll do court another day.
Yeah.
It's like no, I'll just, you know what? You're gonna have the books. You're
Yeah.
gonna have all my pencils. There's a bridge right down the road I'll go live under. I won't
Yeah.
have to go that far.
Just have to change my name. That's all.
Well, the good news is having a beard's like having a Halloween mask. If I shave this off, I'm a
It's
different
true.
person.
Yeah. Yeah.
Completely
I
different
feel the
person.
same. I look like 10 years younger too. So
Yeah.
at least
Well,
that's what it was when I was in shape. I don't know about anymore.
It will have that effect because the other bit is like I've been shaving my head since like early 20s.
Yeah.
And I've looked relatively the same age for quite a while. Sort of that ambiguous, maybe mid 30s, maybe early 40s. I've looked like that since like late 20s.
Nice.
Yeah. It's funny though too, because one thing I forgot to say was one of the highlights of the weekend was I had one of the gentlemen from Clan McDonald Comics. We got him into him and his wife to the show this weekend.
Nice. That's awesome.
And I wasn't asking for it, but he's like, "Hey, we're gonna do a live sale." I'm like, "It's fine with me. Let's do a live sale." So he was able to set up him and his wife, and they sold a bunch of comics for me.
That's killer, man.
Yeah, it worked out really well.
No.
And we were just so we had scheduled. We're staying at the same hotel, so we're grabbing some drinks after the show. And she's like, "Hey, so we've been trying to figure this out for a while. How old are you?" And I'm just
Nice.
I'm just laughing. She's like, "Because you said that you worked for a company for 20 years, and you don't look like you're 50, but you could be 50, I guess." I'm like, I could be anything. I'm timeless.
Mystery.
I'm timeless. So we're letting that be a mystery for now.
Okay.
It's fun.
There you go.
But so yeah. So what did we do with all this news? Hell if I know. I'll be at the next Comic-Con anyways, regardless, and hopefully the place isn't burning down.
Yeah, right.
If it is,
hopefully they abide by the electric code.
if it's burning down, it's because of either Diamond Distribution has caused all these poor souls to go out of business and they've lost it, or too many power strips were plugged in.
Yep.
But while I get the next segment ready, I want to show you this. I introduced this guy to the show via his video a while back, and he put out a video. Apparently, he's the guy that made the what do they call that? The 100 warhead challenge. You remember that one from back in the day? You got crammed you remember those super sour candies?
Oh, yeah.
Warheads, and you have to cram
warheads.
you have to pack your mouth with warheads.
Yeah.
That was
Okay.
that was this guy,
That's funny.
Doka Ryan. And I'm gonna play this while we get the next thing going. This dude is my hero.
Warheads, atomic fizz, and vodka for a week, or until something sour string happens. It's Warheads with fizz.
With fizz.
Have you ever had those?
The fizz
Oh
now.
my gosh, no.
Oh,
Not had them with fizz.
throw me out the mouth. I need to have another one. I need to confirm. There's no way they all taste like that. Okay, the sour's out of the way. You get sweet candy. it is so much fizz doing this, and it tastes awful. I can't eat this.
Are you a sour candy fan?
A little bit, yeah.
I'm not a big sour candy fan, but I remember like the Warheads back in high school. Those used to be like the
pinnacle sour. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
you would literally get dared to do like the black. What was the black?
Black cherry or whatever.
Yeah, the black cherry, or it was like the sourest one. It was like, yeah, those were they were good.
It was a big deal because I think at one point they went from being warheads to atomic warheads. It was like, dude, they're so sour now. And I'm like, I like to not be in pain.
Yeah, what I mean, piece of candy. Yeah.
Yeah. But this video, this is one of the longer ones. This takes us on a real journey here.
Oh man.
I was so amped to be sent something from Warheads. It's been 16 years in the making for them to send me something. I invented the 150 Warhead challenge, and they're me dry. I need to know what happened.
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure this is poison. Bone apple teeth.
Oh jeez. I'm pretty sure it's poison.
It's time to fizz.
This makes my teeth hurt thinking about this.
Oh god. Oh god. I could feel the tingling in my mouth right now. Jeez, dude.
I literally can't even keep my mouth shut with all this shit. Oh god, guys.
Dude, this is wow.
I'm gonna go ahead and say
that is so
this
much
is not good for people.
It's like you ever hear like the whole thing, like you can't feed Alka-Seltzer to like birds or rats or whatever because they'll explode.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's like that's what they put in the warheads.
Oh my god.
So on to the experiment. This guy's whole shtick is he puts things in jars of vodka or whiskey or whatever for a week, and then he drinks it. And
that's crazy. Hope it tastes good.
This
candy
is
usually goes well.
And now we wait. Well, it's been like 4 days, and something interesting happened. This lid is on the verge of exploding. There is so much pressure in this one area.
Oh no!
Holy! It's fizzing again. It's not. Did I unknowingly carbonate vodka? Oh my god! There's
Actually,
no bone apple teeth.
Awesome.
Okay.
What's that?
Carbonated vodka? That probably would be really good.
Dude, so I bought one of those soda streams, right?
Yeah.
And you can carbonate water, then put your syrup of choice in there.
I know, I want one so bad. My wife won't let me get it.
It is worth it. 100% worth it. Like, especially whether you like drinking soda or not.
Yeah.
It is worth it. It is way cheaper than all the other options.
And and you can get Mountain Dew Code Red 0 sugar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I've been waiting for this.
Yeah.
You can only get 0 Code Red in certain parts of the country for some reason.
Yeah, it makes you wonder because I was doing wild cherry Pepsi Zero for a while.
Yeah.
And they pulled it from our region.
Oh man, that sucks.
Very strange. Very strange.
Yeah, I don't know how they decide where and when some of these products get put out. Because I was lucky that I got this latest batch of Mountain Dew Pitch Blacks that it came out with. Because it was I found it for like a week and then it was gone.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
At a store or were you on Amazon?
No, at a store. Like I was they sold it at Walmart or Tops or something for like a week. And then that was it. I found it like for a week later at a gas station, and then it was gone. That was it.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I don't know how all that stuff works. Maybe it has something to do with Diamond distribution. Couldn't tell you.
Darn it, Diamond.
But there's another YouTuber. Well, a couple of guys down in Texas. It's the first crowd-funded distillery.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How do you crowdfund a whole distillery?
I don't know. There's a lot of legal things you have to do to make that happen.
Yeah.
I might, you know what? Maybe I should try to go there. I'm gonna have to look that up, see where they're at.
We should crowdfund our own convention.
There's people that have done that.
Oh, actually, yes, I know a person. Now I'm thinking about it.
There's people that have done it. You gotta have a really diehard fan base to begin with, because that advertising costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
So these guys down in Texas, they did an episode where they took one of those soda streams and they carbonated bourbon.
Okay.
So I let them make all the fatal mistakes. Apparently, bourbon reacts with the carbon dioxide it's very volatile. So like super foamy, will like spray out all this.
Yikes.
So the best I could figure is you really got to chill your whatever alcohol you're going to use. It's going to take the carbonation better if it's like put in the freezer for a couple hours, then try it, right?
Okay.
Even then, that bottle, like you can't fill it up to the fill line. You have to do like this much.
Oh my god!
Because it's still going to want to foam up a lot.
Yeah.
That being said, is the carbonation effect isn't going to last very long.
Oh yeah.
Most people don't know this, but bourbon whiskey is pretty much the same idea as beer. The stuff that you use to brew beer is pretty much the same stuff that you're using to make whiskey and bourbon. The big difference is you're going to barrel age the whiskey and bourbon after you've distilled it to make it more powerful, right? It tasted like really good beer.
Ooh.
Like really good beer.
Okay, interesting.
Apparently some of them they don't play nice with the carbon dioxide, and it gets like super sharp and bitter.
Oh.
I forget what I used, but it was like dangerously good. Like
mixing drinks with Steve. That's our next YouTube.
Oh my god! Like if you were sitting out on a hot summer day and someone brought you like a bottle of this stuff,
yeah,
you would be like alcohol poisoning level drunk.
Nice.
Be chugging those things down. All right, let's finish up here, Doka Ryan. Let's see what we got.
But there's time for a shot.
This looks awful.
Kaiboja. It's carbonated. Oh my god, and it tastes awful. It is literally Sprite. I am hold on. I don't care if it tastes like hot garbage. You got validated parking. Double Kaiboja. I am so shocked. This is the greatest 2 out of 10 ever. I'm leaving.
It's just a total roller coaster ride, man.
Yeah, good lord.
It's like,
oh my goodness, I gotta follow this guy. He's funny.
Dude, he's great, man. I went down a rabbit hole one day. He's got shorts like this forever.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, you've got plenty of watching material, but he'll do this thing sometimes where he'll live stream. And he'll live stream where he's doing like 6 or 7 of these things to be prepared for, leaving it in for a week, right?
Yeah.
And he makes all his shorts off that. Well, then he also will do that shot for 6 or 7 shorts, and he does them back to back to back.
Oh.
So every video he's doing around 10 to 11 shots altogether.
Oh my god. This poor guy. His liver's gonna be shot in the next 5 years.
Yeah, he's having a good time now, man. He's got to get that money now.
This is like that one guy. Did you hear about that one guy who was doing all the old food reviews? He was literally getting like all these like crazy old foods and then trying them.
I've seen a guy that does the MREs.
What's that?
I've seen a guy that does like the military MREs.
Oh no, this guy's different. This guy does like old cereals and like he passed away. Like yeah, like he died, and they're pretty sure it's mostly because of the stuff he was eating. Like this was like rotten food basically. he was eating like remember
are we talking about
90s
stuff that's
Batman
like
movies that came out with like the cereals for it?
Yeah,
like, he was trying that stuff. Like it was gross.
So like canned goods, you can get away. This is not health advice. This is not. Consult a doctor. Don't listen to anything I say.
Yeah.
This is all. From what I understand, though, like canned goods will stay good almost indefinitely. The quality of the nutrients will degrade, but like it won't go rotten as long as there's a seal.
Yeah.
To my understanding. because that dude I'm talking about, he's tasting MREs from like World War I and beyond.
Yeah.
And
I've seen those too. Yeah.
some of them he can open up and actually taste it, but there's others where he's like, I can smell it's rancid. Like, we're gonna open it up and look at it, but like this can rusted through on one part, and
oh yeah,
yeah,
Ugh.
yeah,
Ugh.
disgusting.
Yep. I saw he opened. It might be the same guy, but I saw they opened one. It was like it had like chocolate milk, powdered chocolate milk, and it was like in a tablet form, and it just like it didn't dissolve, but he still tried it anyways. He's like, it wasn't great. It tastes like water.
God, I don't know, man. There's a culture of people that were like, the guys back in high school were like, you dare me to jump off this thing, or you dare me to eat this worm?
Yeah,
that like they learned that they got people to like watch them and like get attention back then that are just using that same mentality now.
Oh yeah,
with YouTube, and I guess it's working for them, and until you die.
Yeah, until you're deathly sick of it. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. So leave a comment in the chat. What's the oldest thing you've eaten? There's my engagement statement. James, another topic that comes up amongst us creators is, what do you do? What do you do when you get a little writer's block, a little artist block?
Ooh.
Where do you go for inspiration? Whether maybe you don't have a block, but you're trying to get like that extra oomph in the thing that you're working on.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, where do you find inspiration other than drinking a ton of Code Red Mountain Dew and just like tweaking out?
Yeah, I love my pop. Yeah. For inspiration, I don't know, dude. I don't run into that as much as I used to. I think a lot of that comes from lack of confidence. Definitely from a lack of confidence. But like, if I'm ever like not feeling a piece, I'll just work on something else until I'm ready to work on that piece again. Which I know in some instances probably makes some people kind of upset. Someone's waiting for a commission.
Right.
I gotta explain to them like I had to take a break from it. I had to work on something else. It doesn't happen that often, but there are a few instances where where it's like I had to step away from a piece for like a couple weeks and be like just work on other things because I'm like I'm not getting anywhere fast in this one. And I'm just not feeling it, whether it's characters I'm not familiar with or if it's I don't know what it is, but then I work on a different piece and then I come back to it. I think that's really it.
Let me ask you. Oh, we do have a comment. It's on the Instagram. I can't share it over here.
Oh, what's it say?
They got Stimpy says he had 5-day-old pizza. It was still good pizza. I think 5 days is well within, as long as you got it relatively protected.
Like sitting in the pizza box old, or like you put it in the fridge for 5 days old.
Yeah, the in the pizza box on the counter. Yeah. I think you might have 24 hours before someone will tell you like after an hour you've got foodborne bacteria growing. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, definitely. They did that test on Thanksgiving Day meals.
I do 30 conventions a year. I have an arsenal of dudes coming out of the bathroom that are not washing their hands.
Oh yeah, coughing
on everything, sneezing on everything.
Ugh.
Like,
yeah.
He says it's in the fridge. I think
you're fine 5 days.
Yeah, 5 days in the fridge. Old. Now, if it's in a bag, it's even better. Like a freezer bag in the fridge, then you're good. Big thing is when you put in the microwave, if you don't know this hack, put it in there with a little cup of water and it'll rejuvenate it. It won't be as tough and chewy. It'll soften everything up.
Yes.
It's very good.
I usually just drip a little bit of water on top. It kind of does the same thing almost.
Yeah, similar idea.
Yeah.
Try putting a little cup in the corner.
Okay.
And
next time.
Yeah, you don't have to fill it all the way up, but let's see. What's up, Josh? This is weird because I can't share the Instagram chat with the
That's okay.
This is interesting. So I'm like dual monitoring here. So Josh, what's going
Instagram?
On, dude? Good seeing you. What's up, Chris? He says, what's up, guys? Can't talk because I'm on the road to Oklahoma City, which is what I should be doing right now. Instead, I'm here still packing.
Good luck on your drive, buddy. Drive safe.
I will Add to your view account. Thank you. Count. So, oh, voice to text. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, good luck on the travels out there, man. I'm going to be leaving bright and early tomorrow, and I think the game plan is I'll probably be getting in around 7 p.m. ish. I think I'm just going to drop stuff off at the show and then go get checked in and do that. Set up Friday.
Get some rest.
So, oh, do I have any art on sale right now? No. I have plenty of stuff to sell, but the fact that I'm leaving for 3 weeks is kind of so I get scam messages all the time. Like I might put a picture like, here's a commission I just sold, and then I'll get a message like 30 seconds later, like, hi, nice art pieces. I would like to buy this one. And it's a picture of the thing I might even literally be in the photo handing it to somebody. And I know it's a scam, right?
The scam bots are like just outrageous, dude. It's crazy. I don't know. Like they always try to prey on us poor little artist guys. I don't understand it.
Yeah, ever since I started an LLC, the amount of scams that I get has multiplied.
No, yeah,
and I got a message today asking about a piece that I had posted, and it is available. I'm just like,
yeah, it's tough too because you feel like you always have to have your customer face on and your customer voice and your customer messaging because you don't know if it's a scam until like you get that like response initially too. You're like, oh, okay, this is definitely a scam. Oh no, this person's a real person. He really wants to buy something. Great.
Let me see if I can actually click on this. Oh no, it's just an option to report people. I tried clicking on their comment to see if it would go over. Stimpy says that drive from Tulsa to Oklahoma City is trash. Drive safe. Thank you. I don't recall. I know that they got a bunch of storms. Well, that's par for the course out there. But and then Josh is asking if you could hit me up for some art that I'm selling. If I am selling anything, it will be directly on my website, stevemessenger.art. I tend to not do anything through direct messages and that sort of thing because that's how I get scammed. And if I put it up on the website, you have to buy it.
Yes.
And I have some level of protection there. So
yeah.
Cool. Yeah, just check out stevemessenger.art. Right now I just have prints and comics up there. And then I think at some point I'm going to upload like all of my originals on there.
There you go.
That scares
a lot of work.
I have so much.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this has been a hot topic with everybody in the art world for years is where do you find inspiration? Well, I've got great news for us, James, and any of those of you at home that have a YouTube channel and you're trying to get more efficient, you don't have to think so hard anymore, and you don't have to feel bad when you're not inspired. Check this out.
We're doing a video about the inspiration tab. So have you heard of this or used this or seen this? I haven't heard of it.
Fully blind on this.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't really used it though.
I rechecked it when you reached out, and now it's like AI generated, which is interesting.
So yeah, just click on the tab that says inspiration there next to videos.
There you go. The ideas are pouring in. It's gonna be so easy for me, isn't it?
Oh no. Every single day we ask, how do we get ideas for videos on this channel? And actually, it's pretty simple. First, we wake up in the morning. We grab a steaming hot cup of coffee, and then we race to the studio and log into youtube.com. There, we access YouTube's newest feature, the Inspiration tab. It tells us exactly which videos to make by generating an endless list of viral ideas from scratch. Then it's...
Good Lord.
That's it in a nutshell. Corridor Crew, by the way, fantastic channel. Everybody should watch it.
Nice.
Are you familiar with those guys?
I am not. No, not heard of them.
So between Doka Ryan and Corridor Crew, I've just given you months of content.
Rock on. I got lots to watch.
Dude, their old stuff is really fun, and then as time goes on, they get really good at making like compelling segments of, almost like a weekly installment on like visual artists react on stuff. They start to go down an AI rabbit hole.
Okay.
because
Okay.
they do shorts like YouTube shorts and stuff where they'll do like little 3-minute spots, 5-minute videos, and they did one. What was it? They did an animated or an anime AI video where
Okay.
they filmed themselves acting and then they used AI to make an anime, and it got super
Oh, is that those
controversial.
guys? Oh,
Yep.
okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so they've kind of halted some of the AI stuff, and in other cases they're just using it and not telling anybody. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
But Michael, I've got great news, buddy. I'm going to show you
What up, Mike?
what happens. Some of these other YouTubers actually hired, like Mr. Beast has talked about it. He's actually hired people as like a team of writers to just come up with compelling content.
Wow.
So a lot of the different videos that were like, protect this Lamborghini from being blown up and you win it, like that kind of stuff. He has a team of people that just come up with ideas. Well, now all he has to do is go to the inspiration tab, and behold, I'm given 5 options right off the rip of things that I could do that are compelling videos that they think I would be great at. For instance, creating a Comic-Con costume on a budget.
I love that this YouTube knows you so well.
I think if you shave your head and you happen to already have a suit and a red tie, just go sit, man. Get a Sharpie.
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah.
Video done.
Boom.
Top 5 must-have Comic-Con accessories. Accessories? I think of accessory like a
that actually, I feel like we could retool that a little bit, but that's not an awful idea.
Yeah, there was one I had a buddy do a while ago that was like, he did here's my top 10 tips for going to your first convention.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were like, make sure you wear comfortable shoes, make sure you stay hydrated, take breaks. And I'm like, bring something to put your prints and your photos in, because half the vendors and none of the celebrities have protective sleeves.
Yeah,
Like,
dude. Oh my God, that was something that I saw. Like, I'm surprised people pay what they're paying and they don't get sleeves. It's crazy.
yeah, they're just walking around with fingerprints all over their $200 photo they just bought.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Deodorant.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ben, I still think that you're going to find a way to laser engrave some deodorant sticks. Dude, if he put his humor on a deodorant stick and was selling those at conventions, he'd at least sell 1 or 2 every now and then.
Dude,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. If you come up with the idea, I could 3D print the deodorant sticks for you.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good idea.
Michael says, give me $5 and I'll get a used green Speedo and go in as the Submariner. There you go. That's a good cheap costume.
There you go.
And then you get to keep the Speedo. You can use it later. Working on finding a manufacturer for deodorant still. Yeah, there is something to be said about like I don't know what would it be FDA? Do you have to be FDA approved for deodorant?
Oh, it's a good
You have
call.
all
I
those,
think if you look up white label deodorant products, you might be able to find companies that already have that approval. You can pretty much get white label anything nowadays. It's crazy.
Yeah. If there's anyone I know that will figure it out, it will certainly be Ben. And I think that is going to be, it may not be like the biggest thing that he sells. He does those like laser engraved flasks and wallets and stuff, does a killer job with those. But I feel like the deodorant at the con would be a solid one.
Yeah.
Deodorant, no. Antiperspirant, yeah. See, he knows, man. He knows. Ben knows stuff.
It's funny. You know what? It would be funny actually to sell a deodorant candle.
What do you mean?
A candle that's in a deodorant stick. That would be funny.
Candle in a deodorant stick?
Yeah.
It is hilarious. What? I have no idea. What's the joke? Is there a joke?
I don't know. It'd just be funny. You go to buy a deodorant and it's actually a candle. I don't know.
You gotta put it on and you're like, why is there a wick in my deodorant?
It would just be a funny joke. Like it'd be like a gag gift. Be like,
no.
Here's your Merry Christmas, and then you're like, it's deodorant, and then you open it up. Oh, it's a candle. That's so weird.
I think it'd be funny if if you get a chemical compound where the deodorant smells like spring forest or whatever at first, but after half an hour after it warms up, being under your pits, it smells like dog crap. It smells even worse. You're like, crap, I need more deodorant. And you put it on. You're like, there you go, spring forest.
Oh my goodness, it would be like like at a certain level, you would put. You remember those like the little glass things, like you cracked them open, and it would smell like farts.
Oh yeah.
Do you remember those?
Oh,
like
fart
you would
bombs?
have that at a certain layer of the deodorant, like after you use it a couple times.
Yeah, it warms up, and next thing you
This
know,
makes you smell worse.
yeah.
And you just tell people, I did use my deodorant. Thanks.
I swear. Just whittle a coconut into a deodorant stick. Yeah, there you go. It's all natural deodorant out of a coconut.
Organic.
Deodor nuts. No, that's not a good name. Cocoa. I don't know. Someone else can come up with a name.
Yeah, there's a pun there somewhere.
Yeah, the first one I said sounds really dirty, so don't do that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we said creating a Comic-Con costume on a budget. Yeah, we covered that one. Top 5 must-have Comic-Con accessories. Deodorant's good. Something to put your prints in. I think the fart bomb would be good. I think that's a good move. People complain about having to wait in line for 3 hours. Crack that thing open. Slide it in like the ghost trap from Ghostbusters, right? Just slide it in there.
Yeah.
And then I think you're good to go there. We need at least one more good accessory. What do we want?
Good accessory. Geez, I'm blanking on the spot here.
I
A
think
cooler for all your food? I don't know.
I think you need something to rope in the cosplay babes. Oh, best accessory, a puppy.
Boom.
Yes, I've just belittled a living creature to accessory status. The accessory would be the service vest. You can buy those on Amazon. Bring that puppy in. Next thing you know, he's got a little red cape on as well. You've got all of the cosplay girls wanting to come get a picture with Super Dog, Super Pup.
Yeah,
done and done.
There you go.
Just like that.
Some shows will even allow you to do that. That's crazy.
See, we keep getting these like practical things like bottled water. Michael, that is obviously a great idea. T, what are you posting in the chat, buddy?
Google ad services. What's going on here?
What did you just post? I'm gonna go ahead and delete that because I don't know what that is. That's my brother. My brother's posting controversial stuff in the chat. How to get a comic book signed at a convention. I just clicked on it. Question hook would be, tired of waiting in endless lines at comic conventions just to get your favorite comics signed? We've got the insider tips and tricks to make sure you'll walk away with a signed treasure without losing your sanity. Number 1, fart bomb. Problem or solution? Oh my God. There's all kinds of.
Oh, wow. It goes in depth here. Like it breaks it down. Interesting.
Research.
It gives you like a script.
Prepare your comics. Plan your strategy.
Wow.
What else we got? Getting in line, navigating the crowd. Arrive early. Cover the importance of staying respectful in line and avoid cutting. Stay organized. Approaching the artist. Prepare your request. So just having a prepared statement or question ready to ask the artist. They like it when you have a script, when you walk up and you go, and you pull it wrinkled out of your pocket.
Yeah, right.
They like that. Let's see. Be respectful. Highlight the importance of thanking them. Keep it short and sweet. The personal touch is what's going to get you kicked out of the con. You don't want to personally touch any of the artists.
Yeah, it's probably a bad idea.
Yeah, you don't want to touch them unless
they let you and you ask.
They want to be touched. That could be your opening question.
I was we were asked if we wanted to get a hug from Matthew Lillard because I guess he gives the greatest hugs. Do not believe that we took him up on the offer of the hugs, but
no, I'm not a big touchy-feely guy.
Yeah.
Ever since I got into doing Comic-Cons, like it's a touchy-feely world out there.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Don't touch, but do throw all your money at them.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what they want.
They will take the money. They
Yeah,
will take the money.
take the money
Yeah.
right out of the room.
You know, they say to bring cash to the conventions. That way you can control your budget and everything. Show up with a wagon full of pennies. See how that goes. There's your accessory.
Oh yeah, that'll go over well.
Yeah. So we've got a whole outline. Like we could be the next Mr. Beast. We just come up with ideas. And once we come up with ideas, we click on the inspiration tab. And then we hire somebody that's not us to do all these things.
Yeah.
check out this this thumbnail. This is a free thumbnail you can use.
What the hell does that say?
Olufe H.
What? What is this AI baloney malarkey?
Oh my god, this one's my favorite. It's really hard to see. It's a pow. It says bow, and then HH again, which will get you in trouble. People do associate HH with Hail Hitler, which I'm pretty sure I can't even just say what I just said because I think that'll get this flagged.
Yeah, you better go back and mute that.
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah. So the thumbnail that they are offering does say HH on it. And then there's a very tiny hand touching a very large shadowed hand. These are great thumbnails.
That's weird.
Maybe I should try doing this for a week. Just like putting up 100% AI sourced from YouTube, because you know they're going to push it for the algorithms.
Oh yeah, definitely will.
Yeah.
They want people to use it. They're gonna push it.
Of course.
You know what sucks? My channel used to be based around collecting comics and Funkos, so those are all my inspiration ideas.
Yeah.
That stinks.
Well, that's been taken, buddy. Do you like to be touched? What about spit on? There are occasionally girls. I've only seen girls do this. Maybe some guys are doing it too, but they'll be in cosplay, but they'll be carrying a sign that says, like, we'll step on you for $5, $10, $20. And constantly guys will lay down on the ground and these girls will stand on them.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Dude, there's some weird stuff out there, man.
Yeah.
There's some weird. I mean, have you heard about the thing? Have you heard about pay pigs?
I can make a guess what that is, but go on.
So there's this thing that I don't know how or why it popped up my TikTok channel, my For You page on TikTok, but there's this thing called pay pigs.
Yeah.
Where mostly men pay mostly women just money. Just for them to have the money so that there's like this financial dominance over them. It's the weirdest thing I've ever heard of in my life.
Interesting.
Yeah. And some guys even like, want the girl to be like, talk to them like, they're less than. You're like, oh yeah, you're gonna give me all your money, you B word, or whatever, I don't know. But
is there any situation where there's a bunch of chicks that want to give me money?
Like, well, that's what I said. I don't think most women are doing this. It seems to be most men.
There's got to be at least a couple.
Maybe, but
all right. So the next website that we're gonna start is gonna sound better than PayPig. It's gonna be fancier. It's gonna be like, sugarsweeties.com or something, and you can
Sugar daddies.
Yeah, well,
we'll be your daddy.
Yeah, how do I boot you from the show? No, they get all these ladies that like want to like feel like, they're supporting me and get that sort of thing. They can throw money at me, Why not? I did see the other day, I can't tell you what city it was, but the car ahead of me, the license plate had something on it that said like, RN nurse something. And she had in her window written with one of those paint pens. She had her was it Cash App or PayPal or whatever. She's like, single working mom, need a little help with whatever the app was.
Yeah.
She's just out there farming. $2. She's probably out there just farming money, man.
Yeah.
They call it whipping the beast.
the piece.
I
Good
like it. I like it. I like it.
God.
Yeah, is that the dude that played Norm?
Jimmy
Irsay.
Irsay.
I know that I saw something saying that Norm died. I can't remember the guy's name. God
Owner of
rest
the
his soul.
Indianapolis Colts.
Way off. Norm also died.
Norm?
Yeah, Norm from Cheers.
I'm trying to think of the actor. Oh, George Wendt.
There you go.
Oh, that's sad. He
That
was just at a show. Wow.
Shows you how in touch I am.
Yeah, wow.
All right, last big video idea that we've got here, friends, is Ultimate Guide to Navigating Comic-Con. Tired of getting lost in the Comic-Con chaos? Let's face it, navigating Comic-Con can be overwhelming. But don't worry, this video reveals all the tips and tricks for maximizing your Comic-Con experience, from planning your day to finding the best deals on collectibles and merch. Just go to Temu, TEMU.com. You'll cut out the middleman.
There you go.
Instead of going to a con and buying it from somebody else, you can get it straight from the website. And then you too can be a Comic-Con vendor. Sell some Temu stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of people are doing that now. It's crazy. Oh my goodness. I got the future of sketch cards, NFTs and beyond.
Is that your suggestion? Oh,
yeah,
NFTs
that's one
and
of
beyond.
my inspiration suggestions. Yeah.
Wait a second. Say that one again.
The future of sketch cards, NFTs and beyond.
I mean, I suppose you could make an NFT for your sketch cards if you wanted to, but does anyone still buy NFTs?
Dude, NFTs are the biggest scam that ever came out. The idea behind it actually was kind of good.
Yeah.
But I don't know at what point it changed, and it was like gonna be good for artists, and then it was like basically it just became a scam. I don't know. Like it's some sort of weird pyramid scam. So yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like it was instantly a way to launder money.
Yeah.
Art has notoriously been a money laundering vessel.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Yep.
And the fact that the government has different taxable things with art and that sort of thing. Like, yeah, there's a whole thing there. I like Mike's idea for navigating Comic-Con though. Wear stilts. Just
yeah, you want
tired of standing in line? Step over it.
Right.
Dude, I saw this dude. I think he said his costume was almost 10 feet tall when he had it on. He was dressed up as Groot. Back when Groot wasn't a baby, he was like a giant.
Yeah.
And the dude, he said he like wears it all the time and he's never had a problem. Well, I about watched him biff it. He was standing at my table, he was waving, and he goes to turn to walk, and his kid runs right underneath him. And in an effort to not kill the kid, he about killed himself. Or at least tore everything in his knee. Luckily, he saved it. Ended up being fine, but yeah,
yikes.
Dude, the folks that wear stilts at these shows, like the guys that dress up as like the full-size Transformers and stuff.
Yeah.
Seems like a liability.
Yeah.
But what do I know? What's the guy behind the table? Let's see. Unveiling the secrets of Comic-Con. What secrets of Comic-Con shopping are there? Setting a budget, prioritize purchases and stick to your limits, discovering hidden gems, explore independent artists and vendors for unique finds, understand the art of haggling, negotiate prices for better. I can't stand that. I can't stand hagglers.
Oh, will you take 40 for it, even though it's 45 or 50? Dude, come on.
The worst I've ever had it was Lexington. Lexington is like all the hagglers. That's where they live, they reside, and they want a deal. I was doing for like the Ninja Turtle set it's half off, right? From the normal price, half off. And this guy comes up and he's like, the price that he named was $20 under that and this was happening all weekend with different people, but this guy got under my skin because he was like, really, like, bro, come on, man, you got to help me out, man. Like, tickets aren't cheap. What can we do? What can you do for me? What can you do for me? And I finally was like, bud, for you, I can do full price.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna fight me.
Oh my God.
He did not like that at all.
Oh my goodness.
He did not like that at all, man. I do have one tip. Like, if you do want to haggle and you're trying to get something that might be just above what the deal already is or just below what the deal is,
Yeah.
just say you're gonna pay with cash. Anytime us vendors hear the word cash, it's like we go blind for a second. Like, wait, what? Cash? Cash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Not so much for me, because I do report all my money for my taxes. I report all of it.
Sure you do. Sure you do.
I do. There's a lot of people who may or may not. No one needs to be investigated. It's fine. But there are some people that prefer cash for different reasons. So if you say you're going to pay cash, there you go.
Yeah.
This is a great tip. Don't wait till Sunday. Buy on Friday.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I actually run Friday deals. I tend to not do Sunday deals. I'll do like a if you do the 4 prints deal, I'll throw in one more for free on me.
Nice.
Makes me feel better about my life. You get more sales on Friday, you feel better, you feel good.
Yeah.
And
Friday's always a tough one.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can sweeten the deal a little bit, be like, yeah, tomorrow everything's full price. That usually helps. So yeah, all in all, this AI stuff, I suppose the reason why I'm suggesting it is because this is what most successful YouTubers are doing. It's just copying the format.
Yeah.
So if you don't know what the format is, YouTube has it laid out for you. I do like this idea. What's this? Develop your idea. Give me a Mr. Beast style video of a social experiment I can do at Comic-Con.
Oh man.
Let's see it.
Oh Lord.
Let's see what it says.
What's it gonna come up with?
Cosplay swap challenges. Put on somebody else's sweaty jock strap. Unexpected character pairings. That could be interesting. Reactions to each other's cosplays. There you go. You get to be King, and I get to be Iron Man.
Iron Mandalorian.
Iron Mandalorian.
It's like
Let's see. So this is really big on like swapping costumes. I don't think that's a good idea.
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it would be funny if it was like a dude and a chick who swapped costumes, because then you got the dude walking around in like this girly outfit, but if they didn't fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them are trading Comic-Con cosplay.
Yeah.
Swapping costumes. Swap.
Mike says he
Weird.
likes cash because I need to tip with 1s and 5s. Don't ask why. Lots
Nice.
of 1s, please. Lots of 1s, please.
Lord.
Let's see. Trading costs for that comic. Hilarious results. I think you would need to have the right people do that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
It would be fully scripted, no doubt.
see. What if we did? What would be a good one that is? Let's say, give me a Mr. Beast
Do like an art challenge
style video where the last person to survive in a Comic-Con wins the Comic-Con. Let's see what it says.
Oh, Lord.
You know, I think my problem is I'm thinking too small. I think I need to think with like people's lives on the line. Comic-Con escape room challenge. Can we escape? They do escape rooms from time to time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all escape room bull.
Yeah. It's all the same idea.
All right. Maybe get some ideas from the chat. What would be a really like controversial video to do at a Comic-Con? See, I only heard when James said guys and ladies swapping costumes. James said it's a cross dressing.
What? Why is it? Why is it? Why is like I gotta be into cross dressing? I went around and didn't wear deodorant.
Give me a video on how to be the most disgusting guest at Comic Con.
Oh my god.
Let's see what it says. Let's see what it says. This is exciting. I actually think I like this.
Yeah. Oh man,
Comic-Con.
Steve's having fun with AI.
Yeah,
Dress up as the Toxic Avenger and just be like slimy and stinky.
Yeah.
Would go with your cosplay.
I think the number one thing is you have to constantly be eating Oreos, so you constantly have this like garbage in your teeth all day. That's number one. Number two is obviously you got to smell. So if you could step in some like dog crap before you go in, that would be good. And then touch a lot of things. Like when you're at people's tables, like the more you can touch their displays and put it back without putting it back correctly.
Yeah.
And then insist the whole time that you're someone you know, or like your kid or some, family member could do what you are doing. Like they could draw just as good as you and they should be here. Like something like that to really belittle the person that's across the table.
Yeah.
Say that Battlestar Galactica is better than both Star Trek. Yes, that would be.
Yeah.
That would upset some folks.
Yeah, dude. There you go. Or we could just walk around with a sign that says Marvel is better than DC, or vice versa. However you want to spin it.
I love those shirts that are like, "May the Force be with you," from quoted by like Jean-Luc Picard from, Lord of the Rings.
That's funny.
Yeah, I know where those go. Let's see, Comic-Con cosplay disasters. You won't believe these. Worst Comic-Con cosplay ever. And it's all cosplay stuff.
The cosplay that made us cringe.
So this is what I must be missing out on. If all these algorithms are telling me cosplay, I'm clearly not pandering to cosplayers enough.
Next show, pick out your personal favorite cosplays. There, you post a video. Maybe YouTube will boost your stuff. I don't know. My favorite cosplay is at Oklahoma City or whatever.
I don't know who half the cosplays are. Like all the anime ones now, it's like if they're guys, they're like the male version of the kimono with either like an eye patch or a bandana and a katana. That's like all of them.
Yeah.
The girls, it's the same thing. It's some kind of frock, some kind of with a anime wig that covers like most of the face.
Yeah.
And I don't
know. A lot of people are cosplaying as like Genshin Impact, and I've never played it before. I've never even seen clips of it. So I'm always asking people like, "What's your cosplay from?" And they're like, "Genshin Impact, Genshin Impact."
See,
geez, I must have to play this game. It must be good. From what I've heard, it's just like it's like a gacha game where it's like you try to get characters. So I don't know.
I downloaded it to see what it was about. It's awful. It looks like Zelda Breath of the Wild, kind of. Like, graphically.
Yeah.
I played for about 5-10 minutes. I'm like, this is pure garbage. Like, it has to be just collecting the little anime girls. That's the entire appeal.
Yeah, it's got
from what I could discern. And I couldn't even collect them. All I could do is run around and like pick up berries and stuff. And I'm like, is this Genshin Impact?
Yeah, weird.
Okay. No idea what's going on. No clue.
Okay. Good, I'm not missing out at least.
Well, I mean, it's free to download. So, and then once you download, they're like, by the way, what's your credit card number?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Here's all your microtransactions you can do.
By the way, we're going to be using that credit card number a lot. Just a lot.
Yeah.
Ben says, worst video to make, look up Nina from Full Metal Alchemist, then dresses the character and record reactions.
Dude, so when I was at Steel City, there was a guy who was wearing a shirt. Now, Steve, are you familiar with Full Metal Alchemist? Are you familiar with this character?
I know I've drawn the big metal guy.
Okay, so Nina is the daughter of a scientist who is trying to work on creating an alchemist stone. There you go. And basically merges his daughter with the dog. And it is like the most hated moment in like most talked about hated moment in like anime. That the father would do this to his daughter.
I'm afraid
And
to keep scrolling.
yeah, it's bad. But so I was at Steel City. A guy had this sweater on, or it was like a shirt. On the front, it was the two characters doing a fuse, and then it was the dog, alchemist thing on the back of the shirt. And like people were like, "Oh my god, I hate you," but that shirt is awesome.
See, I've had a lot of people tell me like, "Oh, you got to watch the Full Metal." It's like it's an actually good one. I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. I tried watching one of these animes one night, and I could not get into it. Alphonse.
Yeah, Alphonse. Yeah, that's the big metal guy. Alphonse and Edward Elric.
I completely screwed up this. Yeah, I drew him. I actually was like, I should make a print out of this because I thought it turned out really good. And of course, I don't think I scanned it. Which is a story of my life.
Yeah, I know. I have a piece I did as well that I was like kind of contemplating making it in a quick print, but
no.
It's my wife's piece, so
make it a print.
Yeah, I know. I've asked her about it. She's 50-50. She's like, yeah, it'd be a cool print, but I don't know. She kind of likes having that exclusivity on that. Plus, it's signed by the voice actor too.
So it'd be, if you scan it in, it'd have a autograph on there too.
I would remove the signature, but
that sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
There's one thing I've learned about being an artist is the least that I can actually work, the better I am as an artist. So really, the minimal amount of physical labor or tedious labor, the better I perform.
Yeah, true that, dude.
Yeah,
true that.
Like says, I want a katana for an eye patch with the weapon of choice being a black oval doormat. Okay. I want a katana for an eye patch. So you got a sword for an eye patch. The weapon of choice being a black oval doormat. It's just kind of just like an eye patch. I like it. I like it.
Backwards, but all right.
Yeah. There was this company, I think they're still around, called Cold Steel. Have you ever heard of these guys?
No.
They make the most ridiculous, like, cold forged steel weapons, and a lot of pocket knives, but then they got into making like medieval weapons.
Oh, okay, cool.
But like tactical and modernized. So back in the day, my brother, he had ordered, you could get like a free like demo video.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. But they would make a mock front of a house with like a door, and they would practice breaching into this house using their different weapons that they made. Everything from like an axe to a warhammer. Oh, this is going to be a nightmare trying to find this.
I think the guys that were on that ended up on one of the like the Dragon's Den, the Canadian version of Shark Tank. The same guys?
I've never.
Oh, you know? Okay.
I've never heard of that. So yeah, this is like they make regular pocket knives and stuff, but then they also just make flat out like medieval swords and stuff.
That's cool.
And I'm gonna have to find it. But yeah, they literally will build all these sets. Like, let's say you need to break into a house. There's someone in there, they've got your kids held hostage, and all you've got is this mace. You can bash through the door, and they literally will just bash through the door. Or you can go through the whole house, and they'll go over to where the siding is, and they will literally tear through the siding and the drywall and burst through the other side.
Holy crud.
I'm like, as a 16-year-old kid, I'm like, this is amazing. And apparently there's not many laws around buying, like, if you want a proper gun, like a real gun, you got to wait till you're at least 18 or 21 for a handgun, right? And even in some states they're like, well, maybe not that gun or this gun, but this, you know. like with swords, I'm pretty sure. I don't even know if you have to be 18 to buy a sword.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question.
So you have to be a certain age.
I think most companies will make sure you're accompanied by an adult before they sell it to you. But I could be wrong on that.
Generally, you must be at least 18 years old to purchase a sword. At what point does a knife become a sword?
Yeah, I don't know. Because I got my first knife at 13. And that was like, a switchblade, or not switchblade. What do you call it? A pocket knife thing,
Yeah. A lot of young people get excited about owning a sword, but it's tricky to know if you're allowed to. In many states in the U.S., if you're under 18, you need your parents to say it's okay before you can buy one. So you just got to find the one like homeless dude outside the sword store.
Yeah.
Right? To be like,
Yep.
I need you to pretend to be my dad.
Yep, exactly.
You look like the kind of dad that would say, yes, son, you can buy a sword.
Nice.
That's wild, man. But there's that other loophole where it's like, if you don't sell it as the weapon, you sell it as like a paperweight or something like that.
Yeah.
I may or may not have bought someone a set of brass knuckles once. But it was sold as a paperweight. So as long as you don't actually put them on your knuckles,
yeah,
you only use it to secure your documents, you're good to go.
That's funny.
It's very simple. Very simple. Well, I was talking to James before the show started. I do have to be up ridiculously early tomorrow to drive. I'm going to be hitting the road hopefully around 4 a.m. and driving straight through to Oklahoma City. We'll probably be getting into Oklahoma City around 7 p.m. their time. Is this all going to happen? No idea. I still have to book a hotel.
Let's get on that, bro.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
All right.
Worst case, I
Motel 6 for a night.
Dude, I know there's one dude for years. He did really well at shows, and he would sleep in his car just to save money. He would he'd either well, he would go to like the local truck stops, like Pilot gas stations or Loves.
There you go.
And he would just pretty much camp out there. I'm like, so what do you do when it's like 90 out? Do you just leave your AC on all night, or like, what's that look like? He's like, no, I just roll down my windows. Like, dude, the last thing I want to be is just like sweating.
Yeah.
In my car.
Yeah.
Now those truck stops, they do have like showers and stuff you can go use. You pay to have a shower stall.
Definitely bring flip-flops.
Yeah. I don't know. None of that sounds exciting. So I'm gonna
that's too much for me. Like I would have to do something like like maybe have like an air conditioner that you could put in your car that doesn't need your car running. That would be kind of nice, like a battery powered AC unit or something.
Yeah, and it's like
what do truckers do?
Yeah. They have air conditioning units. They have different ways of doing it.
Oh, okay.
A lot of them have generators. They'll run off the diesel.
Oh, okay.
So the AC will kick on long enough to cool down the cabin and then shut off, that sort of thing.
Makes sense.
Same thing like a Sprinter. There's some Sprinter vans, if you see them, they might have a unit sticking off the back or off the top.
Yeah.
So like if they have the built-in camping stuff, which I've thought about, but I don't know. The thought of like, okay, where am I going to park this thing overnight? And then,
that's the tough part. That's
yeah. That's what some people do. If they get that 24-hour, like there's a number of vendors that once all the cargo comes out of their van, they roll out the bedrolls, and that turns into mobile camper, and then they just go park at these 24-hour fitness places.
Wow.
Or they go to like some of the Walmarts still allow you to, they call it boondocking, where you're just parking somewhere overnight to sleep. Many Walmarts have gotten rid of it because it just turns into a problem. Yeah, can't imagine. So the last thing that we're going to talk about, and then we're going to call it a night so I can go finish packing up my stuff and then try to get some good sleep. We have our Reddit question of the day. Are you ready for this, James? Are you ready?
I don't know. We'll see.
This is less of an advice question and just a general question.
Okay.
Call
1-800-SLAP-A-HO. No, I'm just kidding. My new advice to everything.
Oh, here we go. So you get 1 30-second phone call to any moment in history. Who do you call? What do you say? Assuming that they will get some mystical phone that shows up on the other side.
Oh, okay.
You pick up.
Yeah, see? So the 1-800-SLAP-A-HO works.
Yeah, there you go. What hoe are you requesting to be slapped?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have anybody on top of my head, but I don't know. Who will you call?
It's a good question. I pulled this up, and you would think that I would give myself the advantage of coming up with like a real clever answer, and I put zero thought into it. I was like, that's a good question. 1 30-second phone call to call any moment in history. Who do you call and what do you say? Man, I mean, you could target like the big things in history, like you could call JFK and be like, Doc, and they'd be like, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. That's a tough one.
I would call my younger self and tell myself to invest in
that would
Apple and Microsoft.
Here's what you do. You call yourself and you say, hey, you need to make a YouTube video about the best costume swap that you could do at a convention. And
there you go.
Do that stat.
Yep. Boom.
Stat. I think that's the answer. Call yourself with
big before AI comes out.
Dude, I just saw this thing. Speaking of like getting rich and stuff, I didn't know this. Costco is selling gold ounces. Like you can go buy a troy ounce of gold at Costco.
Oh, wow.
And they have it graded and it's in a little plastic slab. It's serialized and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually really easy to sell gold and make money on it. And apparently, I don't know if this is true or not. So this isn't legal advice. This isn't financial advice. But apparently,
once again, hearsay.
If all right, I hear stuff, I see stuff, and I have no idea if any of it's true, and I put zero effort into fact checking. Apparently, if the transaction when you sell it doesn't go over $10,000 in a 24-hour period, they don't have to report it on taxes.
Interesting. Okay.
So if you have piles and piles of gold doubloons laying around, you just go do one a day. It seems like you can cash in and get rich. This dude made like a 40% return on his over 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Which is, call it 10% a year,
yeah.
I don't know if that math checks out. Someone can correct me.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe I need to go start buying some gold doubloons.
Yeah, we gotta do something.
Yeah. So I think we solved the world's problems. Mike says, solve the sweating issue, just sleep in that $5 used Speedo. That green Speedo from being a submariner. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Ben says, I'm looking at possibly sleeping in my van if I get into Rednecks with Paychecks. Dude, I need to look into that. Some event called Rednecks with Paychecks. Some big like festival of all redneck activities.
Interesting.
There's another one you might want to look into, Ben. It's Yankee Lake Truck Night.
Okay.
Look that up. It is wild. You might be able to do some damage there. And then Richie Valens. I know the name. Who is this?
I don't know who that is either.
Who is this?
Richie Valens. Let me look it up here.
I'm racing you. Google. I can't even spell. Google
Richie Valens.
American guitarist and singer-songwriter.
Okay.
He wrote La Bamba.
Okay.
Yeah. Give him a call and just be like, hey, dude, killing it, man. You are killing it. Just wanted to let you know, just keep doing good stuff. La Bamba's going to be a hit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, he has an official website. This is great. Okay, share this tab instead. Richie Valens.
God. There he is.
He died on a plane. Man.
Don't get on that plane, bro.
Okay. Close up of a record player. That's good. Oh, look at this.
Oh, cute.
Look at this. This is like looking through someone else's photo album of a bunch of people you don't know. And anytime someone starts showing you photos, it's like if you're not in it, you're not interested. You're like, am I in any of these photos? No.
Yeah, I feel the same. Yeah.
I
feel the same. Especially if you don't know the history behind it, right?
Yeah. And this is like, okay, now we're visiting his grave. Okay. That's all right. Rest in peace, Richie. iTone 5. What's the more?
The day the music
Links?
died.
What kind of links you got, Richie? This is compelling video, by the way. And YouTube's next suggestion would be like, more Richie Valens, please.
Yo, God, yeah.
Oh, the Iowa Rock and Roll Music Association. Interesting. They do have a contact us option. Should we contact? Oh, it's forbidden.
You don't have permission to access this resource.
This is why he wants to call him, is because he can't contact him through the website.
That's
died on plane with the Big Bopper and someone else. The Big Bopper. God rest their souls.
Yeah.
Song American Pie references that crash as the day the music died.
Bye bye, Miss American Pie.
So it had nothing to do with JFK. I thought it had something to do. I don't know.
Oh no,
I have no idea.
I have no idea. Yeah, good question.
People die. American Pie. Why not? Guitar would match my Speedo. Excellent. Guys, this has been a great night, and I feel like at this point I've hit critical mass. I need to go get stuff ready for tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. I'm going to do my absolute best to be able to stream next week. I'm going to have to figure it out from the hotel. I am going to bring some earbuds with the little built-in microphone deal. So hopefully,
yeah, dude, you should do a show live while you're setting up.
I hear a lot of cussing.
That would be fun, though. That would be fun.
Absolutely. But guys, hit the like button on your way out. I do appreciate you for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. Music might be loud, so headphone wearers beware. We'll see you next time.
Peace out. Good luck.
Thank you.